This segment is being brought to you by Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife.
All right, welcome back, everyone, and thank you, TWRA, for being part. You know, I love them, and they're full of information. That's what I like about TWRA. But let's go back. Courtney, can you bring up that picture again? Because I want to show this picture. Rick Taylor is the guy that sent it to me. A real good friend of mine. Rick's awesome in his own right. But the hunter's name, the one that actually took the elk, his name is Nick Nelson, and he killed it in the Elk Hunting Zone 6, which was in the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area. So it was a WMA. He was the highest bidder on eBay that got that tag, and that was at that auction. Rick Taylor did get us a video, so he videoed the hunt. So that Rick Taylor promises me we're going to have that on this show shortly. That will be exciting to see. But Nick Nelson was our hunter, and congratulations, Nick. That'll tickle anybody. Well, 6x6 is big. That's huge. So that's a good job. Hey, you can call us here at 615-737-7767. We'll open up our phone lines if you got some questions. Till those things, phone calls start coming in a little bit. Bobby, you left the fisheries and moved up. The fisheries, probably the best they've ever been. Well, yeah, but you know, and you did a real good job. Now, I'm not saying you did it by yourself.
I was going to say,
you got a lot of people.
I don't take credit for it.
No, but I'm telling you, David Sim,
Todd St.
John, my buddy, you know, all these guys. The one up there in Springfield Hatchery, David, they all do a great job.
They're hard workers. Dedicated, passionate.
And I got to give, big shout out to Bob Angelo. Bob Angelo gave y'all some oxygenators for the Springfield Hatchery because they're doing the striper. They're doing the striper rig. So Bob Angelo donated those himself. So Bob Angelo, and by the way, Bob Angelo's birthday was yesterday, so if you see him, tell him happy birthday. But just great job. I mean, we have passionate fishermen and hunters and ladies that don't mind giving, and that helps. Todd St. John came on the show about 5 years ago, and I asked him what he needed, and he said, I need a truckload of pipe. And that was sitting at Region 2 the very next day. There was a guy donated a whole truckload of pipe, whole trailer load. And Todd said, I can't believe it. So I said, just ask, brother. Just ask. People are passionate about their hobbies. They love them. And that's what I think TWRA needs to kind of get that fire built up on it. Scott brought us some statistics, and that was alarming. Did you not think that these were alarming?
It'd be kind of surprising, yeah.
I'm very much surprised. 46 million Americans participated in fishing in just 2014. 46 million. That's 15.8% of the population over the age of 6. And more than twice as many people as attended every NFL game last season combined.
Even the Titans?
Even the Titans. What's more, for every American who fishes, another one wants to go fishing. So for every one of the 46 million, there's another one who wants to go. Only 4% of the licensed anglers purchase a fishing license every year over the last 10-year period, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. Why can't we get the repeaters? I mean, because I've owned a license ever since I was old enough to have a license.
That's what
so
they
you take me out of that's hardcore.
Well, you know, one thing that I work with a lot of tournament guys, and I work with a lot of tournament directors. And one thing that we do want to implement, and we're going to try to start this next year, is just having the tournament director ask for the guy's license if he gets a check. And what that does, that produces accountability. Now, I would say probably let's just say 9 out of 10 guys are going to have their license. We're very good about getting our license, especially the tournament guys, because we know we have to take lie detector tests and all that kind of stuff. So I think accountability is a big issue right there, Hugh.
I do too. 78% predict that they will buy a license for the next 5 years. but only 9% actually
Do it, yeah.
Man,
They call that churn. If we could just get that, and we're working on that. We send emails out to remind people to buy their license.
yeah, and we're constantly on the show. Come end of February, we're telling you, hey, don't go
right.
out March 1st without your license.
That's right.
Hey, let's take some calls. We got line one is Terry. Terry, how can we help you tonight?
Hey, Brother Hugh, how you doing, buddy?
We're doing great, brother.
Hey, man, I bought this. I ain't talked to y'all about a year because I couldn't really pick y'all up here. I moved to down in Hickman County. I bought me a little farm down here.
Awesome.
And I got a problem with darn coyotes. I hear them way back in the woods. I don't really see any, but the other morning, my neighbor called me. There was a bobcat crossing my driveway. We live on a dead-end road way off in the woods. This bobcat was probably, I'd say, 55 to 60 pounds and bigger than my boxer. What kind of bobcat would that probably be?
Oh, that's our regular bobcat. He's just been eating good.
Yeah.
He's been eating real
They were
good.
kind of small.
You know, they range. I've seen them from
Right.
that tall to
15 pounds to
that tall.
Yeah. They typically don't. They're not the cause of concern. They
No.
eat mice and squirrels and chipmunks, and they don't.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of chickens come up missing. I had a bunch of chickens, and I'm sitting. I got probably about 8 or 10 of them come up
Probably
missing.
a
I didn't know if
fox.
it was a bob.
Yeah, I would say you got a fox doing that
Yeah,
chicken
or maybe
thing.
a coyote.
Okay.
Bobcats mainly just hit the small stuff. They eat squirrels and stuff like that, rodents and things like that. But as far as their size, if he's eating good, he puts on the weight just like old Hugh over here. He can put it on. But you know, it's just size oriented. I mean, what their food intake is.
It is. Yeah. They're very common, but you just don't see
Place
them.
way back up in the woods, and there's hardly nothing ever back in there. You'd be surprised all the stuff that you see.
Well, I tell you what, Terry, call me 615-533-1407 on that coyote problem. Come the spring, I'd love to come out there and shoot some coyotes with you and do a little filming with you.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Like I said, I've always lived in the city, and I finally moved to the country. I got my dream, and we got us a 38-acre farm, and another guy behind me. We probably got about almost 100 acres, close to 100 acres.
Well, I tell you what, you definitely got the coyotes. They're all around. But thank you so much, Terry, for that call.
Okay, I appreciate it. But
Appreciate
have a good
it.
night.
And we got Paul. Paul, how can we help you tonight?
Hey, Paul. This is Paul Bobby Wilson. Paul Leeper, your old friend.
I know Paul. No Paul Leeper.
Well, let's hear some dirt, Paul.
He don't have any dirt on me.
He doesn't have any dirt on you.
No.
How can we help you tonight, Paul?
I was going to suggest that maybe we try to get some young people interested in fishing. We might design them a game to put on their iPhone,
Yeah.
a fiction game or something.
Well, Paul, there's a few of those out there, and that's the problem. They catch bigger fish on the game than what they're doing in actuality. So there's a little bit more work involved in catching them for real. And you know, but he's right. If we can get the interest stirred up,
Right.
to get them to just come out and try to fish.
We also need more people like Paul. He has allowed people to come out and hunt and fish on his property.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if just people that would be a mentor to young people to hunt and fish, that's what it's going to take to get people to
That's
continue
what
to
it
fish.
does.
Yeah.
I caught two or three 3-pound bass today out of my lake.
Yeah. That's a.
I still got that lake in the country, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice little lake.
Anyway,
I bet it is. Well, Paul, thank you so much for your call tonight.
how's Hunter?
All right, thank you, Paul.
Good. Doing well. Thank you.
All right, and our next one, who? Shorty, how can we help you tonight?
Well, I don't know if you get me now.
All right, give us a try.
Wait, I've been hunting around Middle Tennessee, around Rover, Uniwell, and everywhere deer hunting all my life, Randy.
Uh-huh.
And seems like the younger generation, you 30, 40, 45-year-old people are coming in and buying all the land, and they won't let you hunt.
Okay.
I mean, right now, I got about 2 acres behind my house. It's open bean field, and that's all I've got to hunt. And I used to hunt all over the area around here, around Newell, Chilton,
Yeah.
everywhere. But the younger generation is coming in and buying up the land and stuff, and they won't let you hunt.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shorty, hold on just a second. We're going to let us answer your question there and try to help out that situation. And he's exactly right. I don't know that it's just necessarily 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds, but I think it's a mixture of every age that's buying land. They're moving out from the suburbs, and they're moving out. They want to do a little country life. And it is getting harder. We discussed that earlier. It's getting harder and harder for the Tennessee resident that lives here to be able to hunt on privately owned land. And I think it all stems from we've gone sue crazy in the court systems, you know, and everybody's suing somebody for this or that, or I got a stone bruise, I'm gonna sue you, you know, it came off of your property, the rock did. And come on. But I think there's ways that we can work around it. Crop deprivation tags are being handed out yearly to farmers that are losing many, many thousands of dollars in an annual income because of deer. Hendersonville, the city of Hendersonville, is being overrun with deer population. They've got their own problem. It's not going to be long. We're going to turn into a state just like Pennsylvania where they're not even going to pay for your car's repairs if you get hit by a deer. So we got to do something. But we got to do it collectively, and we got to do it in a professional manner. And I think landowners need to realize that, hey, you can allow a hunter to be on your land. Just make them sign a waiver, if nothing else. Keep you legally out of the picture. They sign a waiver. I'd be willing to sign a waiver. I'm a big boy. I take care of myself. If I step in a hole and I break my leg, I should not have stepped in that hole. That's how simple it is.
I think a lot of these guys that Shorty was speaking of, they did not grow up like we did hunting, and they're scared of guns. They're scared of killing Bambi. So I think that's something that we battle too now, and unfortunately, it's hard to battle that. Maybe I would suggest to Shorty that perhaps he could go and try to do a chore for the farm or something and barter that way.
I tell everybody all the time, hay season is a great time. Bringing in tobacco is a great time.
Right.
You can go volunteer to help an old farmer bring in his tobacco and go, you know, you don't owe me a thing. I just wanted to donate a couple of Saturdays to help you. Could I hunt your land?
That's right.
Boy, that old farmer might just perk up and say, son, come on. You know, but there's always things that we can do, Bobby.
Yeah.
We're just not willing to do it. Hey, we got to take a break real quick and go to visit some more of our fine sponsors. When we come back, we got a couple of folks over here that I'm kin to that are going to help. Well, one of them I'm not actually kin to her. I mean, Cleopatra? I'm not kin to her. Her back tomorrow.
I am.
So the Woods Watch.